off the little microphone condom thing that came with it. Hello friends, hello future Joshua, hopefully. Yes, we are working. Good. Let's get that started. Oh. There we go. Okie dokie. Hello friends, hello. I hope you've had a wonderful day today. We are back here in Dead Space. I did not know what to play, and if I'm being completely honest, I have loaded and started, I think 3 games, and then second-guessed myself. And then the internet. I don't know if it was the internet or Xbox or something, but it wouldn't let me start the stream. So we are finally back. And yeah, this is the one that happened to be up when it... The fuck is that sound? Okay, hang on, let me get my volume sorted. That was in the game, right? Okay. Hopefully. So, yeah, we are here in Dead Space. It is my very first playthrough, and we're still pretty close to the beginning. We are a dude called Isaac, and get to the... Where are we going? Get to the medical deck. It's not going to be good, is it? Is it that thing? Yeah, there is 1,000% a crying kid. Yeah, we are a dude called Isaac, who has rocked up. I don't know exactly what we were doing on our ship with our 4 colleagues, off to do something. But, well, this way. Then we received a distress signal in very tropey fashion. I'm pretty sure that's how the first Alien movie starts. They get a distress signal. And it's led us to... I don't remember if this place is a space station or just a really, really big spaceship. One of the two. But everyone here so far, at least, is... either missing or they are some kind of alien zombie. And I think 2 of our fellow crew members have died now. I think there's 2 left. I don't know. But we are here still trying to figure out what's going on. This is our only weapon. It's some kind of mining laser or something. And the beasties, we'll come across the beasties soon enough. So far, they've all been the one type of beastie. I don't know if at some point we're going to come across different versions, or I don't know. Probably. But they are freaky enough, like... I am in no means complaining, because they did such a good job with the enemy creature design. I don't know anything about what happens in the game. I have no spoilers. I have no idea. So we will see what happens. So far it's going, I don't know, I'd say better than I thought. I thought, honestly, it would be in the same category as Alien Isolation. Like, in theory, it's a game I should love, but I can't get into it. Especially because one of the very first times I streamed, I think, was it before I had the camera? I think it was defo before I had the headset. I tried playing this game for about an hour, and I could not get into it. So we very quickly we very quickly got past the point we got to. From what I remember, I think all that we did the opening cinematic and then met the first bad creature zombie thing, and then I stopped. So everything from the last time we streamed, everything is completely brand new. I mean, gotta go for that then, right? Capacity or damage? I mean, damage, right? Perfect. I hope everyone's had a wonderful day. I don't think I said that. I hope it's been awesome. My day's been pretty good. I do have a little smidge of a headache this evening, which is not the best. But, like, I mean, that's my brain, right? But mental-wise, the brain's having a pretty good day. It's probably about to get a bit worse. Because the medical deck, I'm assuming they probably tried to treat the first patient that had whatever it is. We don't know if it's a parasite, an alien, virus. No clue right now. But I imagine that when everything was just kicking off... Oh, we got an achievement. Welcome aboard. Complete chapter 1. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, I imagine that they probably started by taking people to the medical bay, and then things spiraled out of control. So I don't know if we're going to find any freaky things down here. I don't know. Kinesis module. What does this do? Ooh, we got some kind of sci-fi power. Move objects. Okie dokie. So we've got stasis, which freezes things. And we have that, which is... can we control it? No. This game, it looks really good. And that's because it's the remake. But engine-wise, it is still very much a game from 2008. Nope, that's not working. Med pack, yes please. Okie doke, let's have a look. down here then, shall we? Shall we see if it's gonna... Oh, here we go. We got somebody... I mean, I can't hear anyone yet. Ooh. Is he alive? What do we reckon? Or has he got like a chest burster? Jeez. I mean, is that... Oh, and they're dead. So, we've come into an issue where it seems to like... That's why I call it alien zombies. They can kind of reanimate. So anytime we come across a body, that it's probably 50-50 that it will stand up and start attacking us. So everyone... Ooh, pulse rifle, hell yes. Hell yes. Now we're talking. Until now we've had something that was like a utility thing. This is our first weapon. Hell yes. Honestly, I would rather have some kind of melee thing. High rate of fire. Okay, I mean that's... It's fairly self-explanatory, right? I guess go there. I don't know how we swap weapon. Ah, okay, it's ahead of me. Let's go. We gotta try it out. One of these things is gonna be a beastie. There is no way that we're going to go through the medical bay. Because I think my logic is pretty sound. Like, whenever this initially kicked off, however, I don't know how long before we got here everything went to shit. But I'm sure the first thing they did was, like, try and quarantine them. Get a doctor to examine them, and then eventually I assume try and kind of tie them down and secure them, and then everything would have very quickly descended into outright chaos. But I don't know. Override station lockdown. I mean, we did just save, didn't we? That person, before they died, the last thing they said was, don't let them out. To security state. Where do we go? That. Yeah, that way. I mean, I kind of want to... Is this for everything? Lockdown overridden. Is this maybe a shortcut? Ooh, Oh, is this the fast travel thing? Because we have no need to go back right now. I don't think. So, let's just go this way. Where was it? In there? No. Well, oh, this way. This way. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you've had a wonderful day today. I think no matter how bad your day could have been, it's probably not as bad as Isaac's is. Isaac is very much not having a wonderful day. I'm surprised at how good that feels doing that. I mean, it's nothing compared to Control, if anyone's heard of or played that game. Oh, that game was so freaky. Oh, what do we have here?
We were attacked. She ran the other way.
No, nothing. Medical's a slaughterhouse. They barricaded access to the morgue.
The morgue?
Yeah.
Oh god, there's a morgue.
Put together in a hurry. A hydrazine tank might blow it
Why
up.
are we
Just
blowing it
like
open?
like
It was
maybe a shot
barricaded
back.
for a reason, surely.
Isaac. The one who attacked us. I swear to God it was Chen. But I saw him die.
Yeah, alien zombies, I told
They
you.
barricaded the morgue. Maybe it was to keep something in.
Thank you. Thank you, Hammond. Somebody's engaging their brain. Wait, did we fail an objective? Oh, I see. I see. Well, let's consult the almighty, all-knowing hand. We've got no resources because we... Oh. Apparently we do. When did we get $10,000? Space dollars. I mean, I'm very, very, very excited to see how our space gun is gonna... I'm hoping it's gonna demolish some space zombies. Probably that one. More armor. And I think it affects the way we look as well. It makes us look a bit beefier. So let's see a level 3, shall we? I mean, it's not a huge difference. Or at least it hasn't been so far. Well, we're now looking a bit more Iron Man-esque. It now looks more like we're wearing an exosuit. As opposed to like a jumpsuit. So in this... Oh yeah, we can do that. All this stuff, though, we probably should keep. Okie doke. Imaging Diagnostics Wing. I think it's saying that way. Evacuate this area immediately. That's not good, is it? On the plus side, I think this area is like a safe room. Oh, perfect. Yes. I know, I mean, we haven't really done much progress, but I still don't want to die and then have to backtrack. So, it's that way, right? Can we go that way? Or is that where we came from, I think? So, this way. Oh, I should say as well. So, I posted a clip today. I felt bad that I didn't have a single one from the last 2 times we've played Space Marine, and I was like, right, I'll make one. It's normally I would have just discarded it, but because I try and get one from every stream, and it got 1,000 views out of nowhere. So that was a bit odd. Not that I'm complaining. It's very strange sometimes what the algorithm decides to favour. I mean, it is somewhat random, I think. These things, there's usually a beastie that comes out of one of them. But we're yet to come across anything trying to eat us, or digest us, or turn us into another zombie, I don't know. Oh, shit. Impale. See, I think my face might be covering this. It says, impaling and throwing. Grab loose objects with kinesis. Throw sharp objects at enemies to impale them. So, first of all, that means that there's going to be enemies in here, right? It's the golden rule. If a game gives you combat controls, it's because there's about to be combat. Shit. All crumbs. I mean, should we try the... Oh, that feels pretty damn cool. God. That is really good. I mean, it's not really doing a great deal of damage, but it definitely feels more like a weapon rather than like some sci-fi DIY equipment. Ooh, hello, good sir. Oh yeah, we gotta try the impaling, right? I mean, a chair probably won't do it. I don't know what's sharp. Bin? Probably not a bin. Right? Oh. Don't know if we just got eaten or just generally torn apart. I'm not sure. But yeah, because I don't know what this thing is yet. I don't know if it's like a parasite, as in maybe it takes over the brain, but it needs the human body alive. Or if it just kind of takes any biological material, maybe, and converts it with some kind of... I don't know. Oh. I mean, honestly, the rifle thing was cool, but I think it probably gave us that impale thing for a reason. I don't know what was supposed to impale, though. I don't know what, I mean, it's like computers. I'm not seeing anything sharp. I mean, one of those, maybe? Okay. This is not going incredibly well. We are still alive, though. Just about. Done. I think we might have survived that, you know. I did not expect that. Also, surely there has to be a way that we can use the med kits without opening the menu. Okay. Well, that was maybe a little bit more forgiving than I was anticipating. considering that was mainly pure panic. Unsurprisingly, basically everything I do is out of pure panic. I mean, I definitely heard something. Oh, oh. Hello, friend. I see the space life is not agreeing with you. Oh. I mean, they kind of look kind of spider-like. Oh, we're not dead. Wow. I mean, maybe less so when they're stood up. But like there, when they're kind of crawling along, the way the limbs work with the joints. Oh, I think we just lost our head. It's one way to get rid of the depression. Can't have a sad brain if you got no brain. Shall we try a combination? Proximity mine. That sounds very good. We could maybe oh, no. What did we do? Oh yeah, we can... So did we set a proximity grenade? Because it's not doing anything right now. Yes, I think that was self-inflicted. Oh, and we have our first advert break. That should be long enough. Yep, we are back. Thank you, Seri. Hopefully you did a good job. I'm not seeing anything that looks... I mean, there's no, like, holes or anything that we could kind of pick up and shut. I don't know. Honestly, it seems like, why would we not just shoot with one of our, whether it's the mining laser thing or the actual rifle, why would we not just blast? Because we get stuck every time I try and pull off the telekinesis thing. I guess, a chair has 4 legs. I think one of those flying full force into your face probably doesn't feel too good. Hello, sir. Not a big fan of the new weapon. Oh, shit, maybe not. That was very good. I mean, we do now... That used all the ammo for it. And we're now being eaten. Again. Oh, so I've mentioned in the last, I think the last 3 streams, maybe the last 2, since playing Metro 2033, that combined with watching the first season of Fallout, ready for the new season, Fallout 4 is one of the games that I've played a bunch of, but I've never finished. I've never chosen a faction and done an ending. So I get obsessed for months and then I get burnt out. And same as The Witcher 3. So I'd love to do that at some point, but I haven't played. I've played Fallout New Vegas once all the way through, but that was during lockdown, so like 5 years ago. Fallout 3 I have never replayed. I played it once and I found out when it was. I played Fallout 3 in 2012. And I think I did one of the DLCs. I can tell you exactly what happened. It was when I first got my Xbox 360, my first console. And I played Skyrim and was like, holy shit, this is awesome. So the next Christmas, I asked for all the other Bethesda games, even though they were older. So Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Oblivion. And I think all of those were... It was something ridiculous, like £10. Awesome value for money. But I've never replayed it. I've never even loaded it up. Because I kind of did a bare bones playthrough and then went, oh, well, I've got Fallout New Vegas. And then I started that and then got burnt out. I think I got to the city of New Vegas and then I stopped. And went to Oblivion. But yes, so I am super... I've installed it. I've installed the DLCs. I'm very, very, very tempted. I know we're playing Morrowind, so we are playing a Bethesda game, but Morrowind is completely new to me. I have never played it. Fallout 3, I mean, 2012 is what, 14 years ago? I don't remember anything about it, to be honest. I remember Liam Neeson is the character's dad. That's about it. But when I loaded up Metro, that's one of the games I was going to play tonight. I loaded it up and just the vibe, I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to play Fallout. And for Fallout 3, I don't remember if I told this story last night. I think I mentioned it, but I didn't actually tell the story. Me and Fallout 3 have a very long history. When I was a kid, like a child, I would go to one of my friends' houses, and his older brother had an Xbox 360, and it was the first time I'd ever seen an Xbox. First time I ever saw like what gaming was, because at that point the only thing I played was like Pokemon on the Game Boy. Or like some motorcycle game on like a Sega system at my grandparents from like, what would that have been? That's, I think, like the first Sega console. So I had no idea that games could be like open world or anything like that. And what we do, in retrospect, and at the time it was pretty boring, but my friend's older brother would sit and play Fallout 3 on this tiny little TV. And then me and my friend would watch. So I saw a bunch of Fallout 3. Even stuff like seeing the ghouls. That was the first time I saw something scary in a game. It was the first time I saw like shooting elements in a game and what's it called? Not decision making. Like conversation, dialogue choices. So I imagine playing again. I have so many vague memories, but I remember nothing. I know I'm going to be comparing it to New Vegas and Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. And that probably would have put me off. But since I've been streaming, I've played some older games, like Morrowind, which was 2002. So that is way before Fallout 3. I think it's 6 years before Fallout 3 came out. So honestly, I think it's going to be a step up from Morrowind. I think I'm going to be so focused on that I won't be thinking like, oh, it's so much worse than the later Fallout. I don't know. I do know that I will have to have the in-game radio turned off, which is going to be a huge shame, because one of my favourite things when it comes to like the moment-to-moment gameplay in Fallout is that you are doing all this, whatever you're up to, with the soundtrack going. It's what, like, was that was another thing. It was the first time I saw a video game that had real music in. Now, obviously, that is something that everyone is used to. People are used to Grand Theft Auto, where there's like 12 different radio stations. And even a game like Watch Dogs, the original Watch Dogs, and any open world game now set in modern times will have a radio. But back then, that was another thing, that it was the first time I'd seen a game do that. So I have a soft spot for all that jazz, literally, because some of it's jazz. But I do have some playlists on my phone that are basically, I've added some more to some of them. So I don't know. It's going to be hard not to kind of hum along. But obviously I need to try, because you won't be hearing... If I have the Fallout radio playlist on my phone, you won't hear that. So if I'm... You know what I mean. That's going to be tough. think we're good. But this thing has a really odd reload animation. Oh, we're down again. Okay, the timer's gonna go off in a second. Okay, give me 1 minute, folks. Hello there.
El personal médico está en situación de emergencia forzosa. Las solicitudes para el cobro de horas extra deben procesarse a través del portal de la empresa.
Okay. Sorry, I got crazy distracted. On the plus side, I've now finished off. I only posted one clip today, but I finished off the second one. So we haven't done it for a while. I'll do the thing where I'll post it when the stream ends, and if it gets any likes on YouTube before I lose consciousness, I'll commit to starting tomorrow's stream that many hours early. Not being pushy, but it's a fun little thing that I quite enjoy. Also, consider this your evening medication reminder. Take your pills if you need them. Okay. God, they've swapped brands for my metazapine, which I don't know what that's called in America, where everything's called by the brand names. Metazapine, brand name Remeron. Okay, so quetiapine is Seroquel, and sertraline is Zoloft. Okay, so fun fact, if you're curious about what combination I'm on right now, I take metazapine, quetiapine, and sertraline, otherwise known as Remeron, Seroquel, and Zoloft. I have been on fluoxetine, which is Prozac, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, fluoxetine's Prozac. That is, at least here in the UK, that's the very first one they get you to try. And it's the only one that can be prescribed to people under the age of 18. Because it is the simplest in the way it works. And has the least chance of having side effects. I have also been on venlafaxine, I think is called, this is hands down my favourite name. I think it's called Effexor, which is also, yeah, Effexor. That sounds like a superhero. Ironically, that gave me the most side effects. What else have I been on? I'm missing one. Citalopram. What was citalopram? Celexa. There we go. If for some reason you are curious, I'm always happy to talk about meds because there's so much stigma about taking meds for your brain. So I am always happy to talk about it. Let's try this again, shall we? Honestly, I'm always happy to talk about anything.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
I know some streams I end up when it gets time for me to get clips from it, I'll be going through and I'll be like, Jesus Christ, Joshua, you were rambling about like childhood trauma or there was something for like an hour and a half. Sometimes I go through and I'm like, wow, I don't think I mentioned mental health once. Usually I'd say it's somewhere in the middle. But I never come into the stream like with a topic that I'm gonna be talking about. Because it comes up sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. I don't how do I explain it? I don't try and push myself to talk about something or to not talk about something, because if I do that, then I start thinking about what I'm saying, and that over-analysing kicks in. And before you know it, I'm not talking and being super quiet. And yeah, if I get the stream of consciousness going, if I try and then say, oh, actually avoid that topic, Joshua, or oh yeah, talk about that, that would be interesting. As soon as I try and do that, that's when I'll get super overwhelmed and panicky or whatever it might be. What does that say? Watch the vents. I mean, we've kind of dealt with everyone here now, so that advice is a little late. Unfortunately, not seeing anything that came out the vents though. I don't know as much about how I think it's maybe true of everyone, right? If you break a leg, then you learn about broken legs. I know so much more about the anxiety and depression side of things because that's my daily reality. Stuff like ADHD and like I have a lot of friends that have like schizophrenia, psychosis, hallucinations, all that kind of stuff, which I have never experienced. I don't know anywhere near as much about that, but I'm still very interested because I don't know, I don't want to go all preachy at 5 a.m. And obviously, I mean, I did do a psychology degree, so I do know somewhat about all mental health stuff. But I don't know, for example, how I know the relationship between ADHD and stimulants. I remember reading a really interesting thing all about that. But I don't know the mechanism for how ADHD meds work. Let's go. This way. Oh, yeah, okay, we're back in this bit, right? I mean, ideally we would... Actually, that's alright. We could deal with this floor, then go back and save again. That might be a good show. Ooh. Let's go. These things are so gross. So gross. I mean, they're not as intimidating when they're crawling on the floor, but they are pretty damn quick when they want to be. Oh, there's another one just come through the vent. Boop, boop, boop. Perfect. Yeah, see, now I'm thinking, well, we can nip back to... Can we nip back? Oh no, we're quarantined. That would be too good, wouldn't it? In that case, I guess we have no choice but to get good. Essentially, stimulants slow us down. Yeah, that's because that... I remember when I heard that, and I was like, that's wild. And, like, that... As soon as I heard that, I was like, holy shit, like... So, there's clearly a lot more to it than... Because I guess some people, if they have no experience or knowledge about it, they think, you know, like, antidepressant, it's going to make you happy. It's like happy pills, right? Anti-anxiety meds. So some of them, they do kind of sedate you and, like, physically calm you down, but most of the time there's more to it than that. And it's very interesting how all the different it's all in completely different ways, and there's some interaction, but like the way that SSRIs work is completely different to how an antipsychotic works, and I imagine completely different to how ADHD meds work. And then there's stuff like I find it kind of like really strange that some, like the quetiapine that I take, which, shit, what was that? It wasn't Celexa. I still have it open. Seroquel. Yeah, so that can be prescribed up to, I think it's like 1,200 milligrams, something like that, or might even be 1,600 milligrams. At which point it works for anti-psychosis, for hallucinations and delusions and whatever it might be. But on low doses, like I take 25 milligrams a day. No, 50 milligrams a day. It's anti-anxiety and completely... it's super interesting. I mean, I did chemistry at school and I did it at college before I dropped out. So I was really into the whole, like, the chemical makeup and everything. I knew all about all that jazz. Now I'm actually like a crazy person. I don't know. I found it incredibly... There was a lot of bullshit during my psych degree. All stuff about statistics and so much irrelevant stuff. But it was absolutely fascinating learning how complicated our brains are. And it kind of makes me feel a bit better, right? Because brains are so freaky and we don't even really know how they work. But they are so complicated and so illogical. So much of our brain is like, it's still the lizard brain or the pre-human brain. With just layers where we've got more complicated, but all that base stuff is still there. It's like a game engine where instead of fixing something and patching it and then removing it, they just keep building on the same engine over and over and over. So all the underlying glitches still exist. And I don't know, it kind of made me feel better because it's like, well, okay, so I'm not just too nervous, right? I don't just need a cup of tea and a laugh, right? I have multiple chemical imbalances in my brain that have led to an overactive part of the organ, in the same way that my mum has a freaky what is it that makes the insulin? Not the kidney, pancreas. She has a dodgy pancreas and I have a dodgy chemical balance in my brain. I don't know. Okay, I have been rambling.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Oh, hang on. I might just let us get murdered here while I read this. That sounds awful. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's sort of like you're trying to repair like a computer, but you can't take it apart and shut the bits down, and you're doing all of it while you're living. I remember when I was on, I had really bad side effects with 2 of the meds I've been on. The main reason I'm on what I'm on now is because they are semi-effective while not giving me side effects. The only side effect is my crappy sleep. But compared to what I've had before, so citalopram, aka Celexa, that is the only antidepressant / anti-anxiety. It's a side effect that happens for all of them that I've been on. I don't know how to phrase this politely. Lil Joshua didn't want to come say hello. Which, I mean, that makes you even more depressed, right? But that was, I mean, that was not great. But venlafaxine, aka Effexor, that gave me, I now know that people call it brain zaps. I would, it's like my brain filled with static. And you know those bits when I'm streaming and I get my stutter back, and I get caught on a word or trying to think of a way to phrase something and my brain kind of buffers. It was like that, but so much worse. And when I'm doing that now, my brain is still going. It really weird. It felt like when you're playing a video game and the controller runs out of battery and you get a little pop-up that says controller disconnected. It felt like that. I really don't know how else to describe it because it's very odd. And when I was coming off of that, because that was already quite a big side effect, so they decided to swap me with something else. When I then stopped taking it, they made sure to tell me you have to wean off it. If you go cold turkey, you will end up in hospital. Because your brain needs to re-equalize. You get serotonin syndrome and all sorts. But I was walking around the grocery store, I guess you would call it, with a trolley, and my brain just like I got all faint and had to have a sit down. I didn't lose consciousness, but it was like the brain zaps, but concentrated. So they are far from perfect, and I very much hope for the day that we will have effective mental health meds that have no side effects and genuinely have a significant effect. But right now, they all work differently for everyone because everyone's brains are wired slightly differently, and everyone else has their own version of mental health, whether it's depression, anxiety, ADHD, personality disorders, anything. And so much we just don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are anti-brain meds, which I think is incredibly dumb. I don't want to call people dumb. I don't like calling people dumb. But it's completely nonsensical. Like, again, my mum's diabetic. If she doesn't have insulin, she will die. That's an effective use of a medicine, right? If the brain tablets mean that someone can live a semi-normal life, like, there's so much shittiness in our world in 2026, but one thing we have going for us is that we've figured out a lot about medicine, so why would we not utilize it? I don't know. Because I've heard all the stuff like, it's weakness to have, like, it's really strange. There's a small subsection of mental health activists, campaigners, whatever label you want to use, that are like, they're against stigma against mental health, so they're trying to get people to talk and engage with services and go to therapy and all that jazz. But then when it comes to meds, they're like, oh, hell no. So they accept that mental health and mental illness is real. They don't shame people for talking about it, but they will shame somebody for having a prescribed medication to help with it. That I don't understand either. I mean, at least if you don't believe in mental health, if you think I'm a weak, lazy piece of shit, at least you have that opinion, right? And you stick with it. I don't know. And we're down again. This is really, we're not making much progress tonight. That's a good way of doing it. I mean, I don't know if it's the same in other countries. Here, so what I have now is, for my metazapine, I have a strip like this. We don't get, like in America, I don't know if it's the same, I think it might just be in America, where there's like the orange plastic bottle that's in movies, same as the red plastic cups at parties, right? Here we will get a box, and it will have maybe 3 of these strips, and it's different packaging because the NHS uses different brands at different times. So it could be Pfizer, it could be one of many different companies. Hang on, where we go? That way. But in the like the cardboard box, there will be a leaflet that unfolds about 20 times. It starts off about that big and ends up huge, with all the information. Your doctor will go through it, but they will probably stick at just saying, oh, there might be side effects, the most common of which is X, Y, or Z. But the leaflet, that will have everything. So you read it and it's like, oh, this one could cause death. It could cause heart failure. It could cause... The funniest thing is when an antidepressant says that a side effect could be suicide. I find that mildly hilarious. And obviously that, like, kind of freaked me out when it came to the first few ones I was trying. I read the thing and it says, oh yeah, this tablet that's supposed to stop you from killing yourself, it might kill yourself. That was a very interesting read the first few times. But yeah, I have learned that side effects may or may not happen. There's no way of knowing. And even among people with the same condition, the same build, the same background, they could have identical problems and take identical meds and it would affect them differently. So the only way of knowing is trying.
Hazardous anomaly detected.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of people, they maybe try the first one and then lose faith, which, oh shit, that went amazingly. Is that how we impale? That went awesomely. Yeah, because if I'd tried fluoxetine, Prozac, and tried it, gone up through the dosages, which I did, and then gone, okay, this isn't working, I'm gonna, clearly they don't work. I would probably not be here right now. I struggle a lot with my anxiety, and the depression still rears its ugly head sometimes, but it's background noise. If I was still unmedicated, I definitely. So meds can be incredibly helpful for some people. They can not make much difference for some people, but defo worth trying. Okay. Throwing a bottle at the alien zombie is clearly not as effective. I don't know where we get more of those convenient spear-looking things. I can hear him right behind us. Can't get anything from there. Chuck a fire extinguisher. No. We can eat him. I'm not seeing any of the... Now we're just flinging furniture. I mean, it's very cool, because I didn't know that there was... Ooh, that was on the roof, wasn't it? That's good to know. I didn't know that there was a physics engine like that. I thought these items and stuff were just background. I didn't know that we'd be able to... That's very cool. I'm glad to hear. Obviously. Again, it's like when I start the stream and I say, I hope you've had a wonderful day. And then sometimes I second guess myself and I'm like, well, of course, like, you're not going to start the stream and say, oh, I hope you've had a terrible day. I hope everything's going awfully. Obviously, I'm glad to hear that it's helped. And I don't know if it's for me it had, like I was just saying, it hasn't completely solved my problems. My symptoms are still there, but it's manageable, which I will happily take. I think I have on my official diagnosis, which granted I haven't seen for, but last time I got one, I think it was treatment-resistant depression. No, treatment-resistant chronic depression, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social phobia. I think there was something else. Can't remember. I don't know where to go. That not to change subject completely. That was one of the really cool things when I was in America. Is when I saw one of those pill bottle things. That's probably such a ridiculous thing. Like, flown halfway across the world onto a brand new continent. And the thing that I find really cool is how they get their prescriptions. It's like, okay, one of the other things, having a what's it called over there? A garbage disposal, right? That is not a thing here in the slightest. So when I was in America and I'm like, why is there a light switch next to your kitchen sink? That's probably not, like, that's not good, right? Electricity right next to water. I'm pretty sure that's a no-no. And then finding out, like, holy shit, no. There's some kind of wood chipper thing, or like a blender, I don't know, inside the drain. Oh my gosh, super strange. Watch the vents. Well, we can kind of successfully survive this first level. It's just as soon as we go down there, we have no chance. Maybe, have we got any med kits? Here we go. Let's go down with a little bit of health, shall we? Using the word soothing. So, some streams I get that. When we've played stuff like Subnautica, which is another game I'd love to actually finish on stream, but it's now at the point where it's been so long I'd have to restart the game. Or Morrowind has its very soothing moments. I don't know. A lot of games can be fairly calm, both in tone and vibe and all that jazz. This game I would maybe not describe so much as soothing. I have the volume for the game so low on the stream. So for me, it's maybe a lot less soothing.
Hazardous anomaly detected.
I mean, I don't think I've been jump scared tonight, which honestly I was kind of hoping for. Not that I was hoping to be freaked out, but I don't know. I was in the mood for a good spookening. And I think it's maybe because we've been stuck on this bit, right? So I'm not immersed, really. I'm not immersed. I'm in game mode, I guess. And it's the set, like, there's no surprises. It's the 4 dudes up here, or however many, and we go down here and we die and then we repeat. So far this game, it's had way more jump scares than I was expecting. Ooh. I feel like that was a bit overkill. Is that it? Have we done it? No. Is that the last one? Oh no, we've got... Again, that seems a bit like overkill. I think we might have done it. Ah, finally.
Team lifted.
Awesome. See, perseverance. Perseverance. Credits, med pack. I mean, the med pack would have been better about an hour ago, but we'll take it. I wish I could talk to people. Yeah, I wish I could. I think I probably talk more when I'm streaming for however many hours. That's when I do like 95% of the talking that I do. And especially like if I'm in any kind of public setting or if I'm meeting somebody that I don't know, I will not say a word. And I wish that wasn't the case because I'm not unfriendly. I'm not like actively against talking to people, but the anxiety just completely takes over. And then afterwards I'm like, holy shit, why didn't I say that? That would have, like, we could have made a friend there. Why didn't you tell them that you thought they were wearing a really cool shirt, or that you also like the band, or... But in the moment, my brain is just like... You'd think I was being chased by whatever the alien zombies are in this game. And in reality, it's just me trying to like buy a can of Dr. Pepper. Where do we go now? Have we gone the wrong way? I'm also aware that we haven't actually saved yet. We've beaten this area, but we haven't saved the game. So if anything jumps out and eats us, we're toast. Ooh, ooh, perfect. The game heard me. Good. I handle it like a professional. That's... I can't believe that. I would be the worst in a horror situation. I would be the absolute worst. Like you never play in a horror game. You never play as the character that saw the zombie apocalypse and had a panic attack in the bathroom. They instantly would become a zombie. That is what would happen to me. Suit upgrade. Yeah, so I haven't done any of these because I don't know. Right, these, like, I don't know what oxygen. I know what oxygen does. I don't know what it does in the sense of the game, that, like, health. Health, I understand. Oxygen, I don't know. Because there's no stamina bar. Normally I'd go, okay, well, maybe that's stamina. There's no stamina bar. There's no... That's the stasis, which, again, I understand what that would do. But I don't know what air would do. Maybe there's going to be bits of the game where we are... I don't know. I mean, we've got a mask on, haven't we? We've got a space helmet of some kind. So maybe there's going to be some bits where we're reliant on, like, an oxygen tank. I don't know. I have never seen... I know we have here, it's, I think, maybe one of the most successful products that have been on... I think everywhere else it's called Shark Tank. Here it's called Dragon's Den. But, you know, where there's like 5 business people... and someone comes on and they have like 10 minutes. Well, I mean, I guess they have however much time they have, but it's edited to like 10 minutes where they pitch the idea and do a demonstration and go through the, you know. And one of the most famous ones that was like a huge success was, I think it's called Trunky, which is like a children's suitcase that has wheels on and like a leash. So you can, like, kids can sit on it and their parents can pull them along. And I remember watching that pitch like 20 years ago. And then I saw one for the first time in an airport. And I was like, holy shit, what is that? Oh my God, it's real. I have never seen a bike that folds up. That's very futuristic. I imagine it's not the most comfortable. Because you gotta, like, condense all of the bike bits. I don't know. That's probably if I hung out a lot more in London. I'd probably see stuff like that. Here in the middle of nowhere, I mean, I'm more likely to see someone riding a horse, which, to be fair, I do. Quite a lot of people ride horses. Which makes me sound a bit like I live in the Shire or something.
It's me.
Which I guess I do. I live in Hampshire. Not quite the Shire, but there's no hobbits here. But other than that, it's fairly similar. What? Okay, so Nicole is Isaac's lady friend. Jane Doe, thanks. So, hang on, is that her? Oh no, hang on. So Nicole is the Dr. Brennan. Okay. Jane Doe is a patient that we don't know the name of. It's so hard to remember what's real. Your church meant... Oh, yeah, so there's some kind of cult. The Church of... Unitology, I want to say. Oh, yeah, how every unitologist... which is a... It's another ology, right? I don't want to say the name of it because I have an incredibly terrifying story about them. So I don't want to risk ending up yeah. I'm not a huge... I love conspiracies. I don't believe in many. But I don't want to... Just because I don't necessarily believe in the conspiracy, I don't want to poke the hornet's nest.
If this continues, there might be hope for the others.
Medication and zero-G therapy. Ooh.
To interfere. He claims Harris's delusions are religiously significant. If I have to make a complaint, I will. I'm not losing my patience.
That's a very cool invention.
Not again.
Someone's made a lot of money. Some engineer that figured out that design. Although, I mean, the actual inventor probably didn't. The business person that monetized it, they have probably made an absolute killing. Hang on, so that's the second time that we've had one. Side missions. And we can't get there without... Okay, hang on. So that, I think, is only going to take us to the main mission. So, are we going to have to... How are we going to do this? Well, first of all, there's no other way out here apart from there. So, I suppose we go this way. And then from here, maybe we have options. Dr. Kine. We've been in here? I don't think so. Text log. Dr. Kine. The vidlogs from the colony are poor quality, but I've seen enough to confirm the discovery to Ben. The artifact appears to be a genuine marker, the first to be found since Unitology's founding. We must get it on board at the first Oh, so is that gonna be... Is that gonna be the artifact that contained, like, the parasite or the alien virus or whatever it might be? The black marker. Ooh. Oh, there goes that.